Guys, welcome to part 6 of the series in which I'm building an injection molding machine. And in this part I'm going to be building the bottom plate and the top plate. And the top plate will obviously hold the pneumatic press, and then go on the top. It'll then feed down onto this. It'll obviously have the plunger, and then the actual cylinder itself will go through here, or the chamber. So it'll hang over here. It'll have two rods coming out of there, and then they will connect onto the main plate. So it'll hang like that. The pneumatic press will press down, and then the injection or the plastic will be injected. It's quite abstract at the moment, but as the series goes on, this will make more and more sense. Now, obviously I've just made this little part here which I'm going to be making. You can see it's got a little funny hole over there, which is actually to allow, if you remember when I built this chamber, I put these brass inserts in here, and they actually stand a little bit proud, and that's just to give it a little bit more thread for the actual sensors themselves. But obviously that's not going to fit directly through a normal round hole, so I'm going to make a round hole there, and obviously it won't be that fancy when I make it going through there, but I'm going to try my best. And then on the top, obviously you've got to have just the normal plate over there. Pneumatic press is going to be in the middle there. It's going to have two pieces on the side there. They're going to hold the stainless steel rods so that it can actually slide up and down on, and then that'll be the mounting point onto the frame. And at this point the frame is going to be made out of these aluminium extrusions. As you can see, this one is a double one, and the reason why I'm using that, this is the normal one which will be used for most of the frame, is that I've got some of this left over, so this will actually be the part that'll hold the frame itself. Now I'm not going to make the plate and the bottom plate out of aluminium. I'm going to make it out of steel. So I've got this steel flat bar here, mild steel, and it is 6 millimeters thick, and this is going to be used for the bottom plate. So this will be used to make this part over here. And then to make the top plate, it is 120 mils wide. So I've got two of these which are 60 mils wide, and they are 10 millimeters thick. So what I'm going to do is, I didn't actually want to do it this way, but I think this is going to be the best way to do it. Is I'm going to grind this down to make a little bit of a channel there where they meet. And then I'm going to weld the two together to form the actual plate itself, and then I will mark out the holes, drill it through there, and drill the required holes themselves. I didn't really want to drill through the welds, but that's what we're going to end up with. And as to my normal workflow, I've 3D printed these parts out here, so this is what it's actually going to look like at the end of the day when it's done. Got the mounting points there for the rods that are going to go in. The pneumatic chamber is going to sit over there with its mounting holes, and these two holes will be over here to mount onto the frame. And then the same with the bottom, it'll be like that. The chamber will just slide through there and fit on there. I will make a mounting plate to prevent this from lifting. And then I'm going to make these little bushings. They won't be as long on the top here. I don't know if you can really see that with the lighting. But these are going to be made out of brass. They're going to be pushed in here, and it's going to help guide the actual rods in these holes themselves. And then I'll have the springs that'll go into the bottom here, like so. And I'll make another bushing at the bottom here just to keep the spring centered on the rods themselves. So that's the game plan for part 6. Okay, to weld it, I've sanded everything down and created a bit of a bevel here to get a little bit more penetration. I also mounted it onto this aluminium heatsink here to hopefully prevent it from warping too badly, but we'll see what happens over there. And yeah, let's weld this together now. Okay, that's the first weld on the one side. I'm just going to let that cool down, but then I think I'm going to first sand that down or grind it down, and then turn it around and then weld the other side. Okay, now it's time to weld the other side. So after welding the plates together, it looks pretty much like this. A couple of marks there where I could have filled in a bit better with the welding, but that's the way it looks. And now I'm going to take the part that I made with the 3D printer, and as you can see, I filled in the actual gaps or the parts where the drills are with the right size over here. So I'm going to take the punch and I'm going to basically transfer all these holes onto the plate. And yeah, so I've made that hole just so it fits in there 100%, and it's going to work as a transfer punch. And now I'm going to glue the two together, and to glue the two together I'm going to use that masking tape method where I put masking tape over the one side and the other side, and then super glue on the inside of that. So we'll just do that quickly. Oopsie. And we do the same on this side here. Make sure I've got the right side. Yep, that's the bottom. Okay. Let's just get a good little edge there so I can use that as a point to line up with. I've got the super glue. This is to spray the catalyst to get it dry quicker, and then obviously this is the super glue, so I'm just going to put this on the one side here. Okay, on the other side we're going to put the catalyst. And then try to line this up as best I can. And now I'm going to transfer it using the punch. So that should go around in a pattern so I don't miss one. Okay, now hopefully I haven't missed any holes, but now we'll separate the two from each other. And to do that I'm going to use this paint scraper to get in between the two. There we go. Okay, that's that. So I've got the, let's make sure I haven't missed anything. That looks good. Okay, so the next step, not sure if you can see all the holes there that I've transferred onto the piece there. Next step is I'm going to start drilling these out here and use a hole saw for the middle one. So that's the end result after drilling and putting a little bit of paint on it. Not very creative there with the black paint, but there you go. And then I must say, I think one mistake I did make, if I do it again, I'll do differently, is these holes over here. I would have threaded them instead of having through holes, because this is obviously going to hold these little brackets here that are going to hold the 10mm bars that go down, and they're going to help guide the chamber onto the mold that you're going to be pressing. So those go in there like that. And then the pneumatic chamber obviously goes on the inside of, well, it'll be on the other side, so it'll be like that. It'll come through like that, and then let me just line up the holes there. Yeah, and then it's going to go like that, and then these bolts here, I'll probably use a different type of head of the bolt here, and that's going to go in there like that. And at the end of the day, as I said earlier, then this will sit on top of these aluminium things over there, and it'll be sort of like that, and then pressed, this will come out and press down onto the connector over here. And then, in fact, I could probably take it off now and see if that fits nicely or not. So that's going to screw in there like that. There we go, and then that's going to obviously push down in turn into the chamber over here, so that'll go in there like that. So the next part that has to be made is this part over here, this little 3D printed part over here. I'm going to make that out of this steel bar that I showed you earlier. But I think I'm going to stop the video here. If you've managed to stay with me this long, I thank you very much, and once again, if you find value in this content, please consider subscribing. It's not going to cost you anything, but it will really help the channel. And in part 2 of this video series, I'm going to make this little part here. And the reason why I'm going to cut it here as well, or cut the video here and make part 2, is because I've got to make this, and I've got to make all these bushings and that, which is going to take some time. And I think it's going to extend the video to be far too long for anybody to watch. So guys, thanks for watching, and once again, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next episode.